I think Michigan fans have truly been blessed to see a player of Charles Woodson's caliber for the past 3 years. Woodson's story is simply remarkable. I'm talking about from infancy until now. Charles Woodson is, in some ways, an unlikely athletic star. As a youngster, he needed corrective braces to help him walk and special shoes to fix his club feet. When he was 4, the braces were gone, and the tackling in sock football games with his brother Terry began. Little Charles has blossomed into the best defensive player in the country, a top 5 NFL draft pick should he turn pro after the Rose Bowl, and the Heisman Trophy winner.
From Michigan, Charles Woodson.
Since that moment, Woodson has called himself a pioneer. That is an accurate description because clearly Charles takes calculated gambles on the field, is not afraid of failing, and has a confidence others admire and respect.
It was so great for this to happen to my son, and I was just overwhelmed.
I looked into her eyes, I seen her crying, I had to give her a big hug. I mean, that's my mother, man. She's always been there for me. She's done so much in my life, and I'm happy that we can bring this award home.
Charles has an incredibly close relationship with his mom. She was there to carry him and make him feel better when kids teased him about his corrective shoes. She was there to make sure he did his homework before going out to play. She's the one who made the ham sandwiches and had her children sit down in the living room for a picnic where they discussed a variety of topics. And she's the one who will decide with Charles if the NFL is next up for him, something Charles doesn't want to think about quite yet.
College is fun. I mean, you really don't have any worries in college. I mean, you always hear the horror stories about the NFL and that it's so business-like and everything's just business structured. I mean, college football is just kind of free will, and that would be something that I have to consider after the game.
Would your decision change at all based on whether or not the team wins or loses?
No, it doesn't matter about the game. It's just other things that factor in.
But some would say that if you win and you win the national championship and you've done everything else, that there would be little else to come back for, that you would then reasonably turn pro.
Well, hey, how about winning it again?
Could you do all that again?
I hope so. If I came back, I hope I could win it all.
Even repeat the Heisman Trophy thing, huh?
Hey, why not?
He is an incredible kid.
Lloyd Carr realizes Woodson's a once-in-a-lifetime player to coach. He's seen both sides of his personality, when Woodson's boastful and when he's quiet and humble. This is a kid who came to Michigan and thought they'd go undefeated every year and who's never won a championship at any level. That's one reason why this team, this season, this game is so special.
We have a chance to win it all. I mean, how many people can say that they've won a national championship? This will be the first time we've won it in, 50 years. And we know that team will be out there, and hopefully after the game we can do a little partying with that team.
Charles Woodson would like nothing better than to party with all his teammates. A huge decision for Woodson coming up. Lots of controversy surrounding it. If Charles Woodson was your son, would you tell him to go pro or come back to Michigan?
Well, I don't need the money, and he wouldn't need it either. So I'd advise him to come back. But I think that's a decision that he's going to have to make. And Don, let's put it this way. If he goes, we're going to pat him on the back and wish him the best because he's had a great career and we've enjoyed watching him play. If he comes back, then with all the other guys coming back on defense at Michigan, we could put together probably the greatest defense Michigan has ever had, period.
One young guy who you know is going to be back is linebacker Dhani Jones. He's an incredibly articulate, intelligent young man. You'll hear from Dhani coming up from Pasadena.